Okay, I've just got a Selmer 2-screw ligature. So we'll just finish off where we began, Rovner dark ligature and a D'Addario Jazz Select filed 3 soft file. That's an awful lot to say. I forgot the rest of that beautiful line that he plays there. So a little update on mouthpieces, reeds, etc. I'm getting ready to go to Italy for Ground Up Fest. First time we're doing it abroad, not in Miami, in a couple days. I just finished a rather lengthy tour with Snarky Puppy, and this is not the mouthpiece that I went on tour with. That mouthpiece is... this, and obviously on the tour, I was talking with a lot of people, got a lot of questions. What's the mouthpiece, Bob? So this is an Auto-Link Hard Rubber 9 tone edge, but asterisk. It's not an off-the-shelf tone edge. So I'm working with the folks there to kind of come up with something, and this is a prototype. So this is a 9, close to what I was used to for ages. This is a 9-star, similar adjustments. And you know, typically I've long played a Rovner dark ligature, and I don't know why I'm messing around with ligatures. I made a video on this years ago about like, do ligatures really matter? And really, when it comes down to it, ligatures, mouthpieces, reeds, so much of it is just about how these things feel to you, to me, you know, behind it, right? Like what kind of feeling we get from the equipment rather than the equipment doing something, but we get a feeling from it. So I'm dabbling around with ligatures again. Does the dark one of the things I really love about the dark, by the way, is just how quick and easy and simple it is. I love the 1 screw versus anything with 2 screws, whether it's up or down, like whether I have this used to be called a Harrison ligature because of the H, but now D'Addario owns it. I don't know what they own the brand. I don't know what they call it, but this kind of figure H there. But it still has 2 screws. Sorry, this is going in and out of focus. So right now I have like a combo that I'm happy with, and I'm so tired of messing with all these combos. I've messed with so many combos, reed and mouthpiece and ligature combos over the last few years. Frankly, it's embarrassing. I mean, like I'll just give you a little peek into some of the embarrassment. So this desk is relatively clear right now, but there's a box of reeds. I mean, I've got ligatures, I've got all sorts of ligatures, I've got all sorts of sizes of reeds in here. I just got a new shipment from D'Addario today of, what do we got here? A Rico Royal 3, Jazz Select 3S filed, and Lavaz medium, and I have those soaking at the moment. This is my favorite way to do a reed soak. And that's because everything I have here is like, these are all 3.5s, 3 mediums, 3 hards, 4 soft, so kind of the other direction. Rico's 3.5 and 4. And with the mouthpiece being so open, and I suppose that's another topic people ask, like, why don't you play something like in the range of 7-star, 8? And the short answer is that I really do find there's something that happens in that sort of 9 to 9-star area, and you know, you might remember, you probably don't if you're watching this for the first time, the 9 Hard Rubber 9 Nautilink I played for like 25, 26 years. When I finally got it measured closer in tip opening to a 9-star than a 9. So there's something that happens, especially in the lower register, a flexibility to the sound that I really enjoy about that range of tip opening versus a more closed tip opening and a harder reed. They're different sound profiles. I'm not gonna go through today and play everything, but I do have a lot more mouthpieces, and I've thought about it. I have a lot more mouthpieces and reeds. I'm like, oh, maybe I should make a video where I put them all together, but you know, that would be really boring except to like 5 people. Anyway, today I thought I would try some of these softer reeds. I've never tried a Lavaz medium. What if I like it? What if I hate it? I don't know. I've long played a 3.5 D'Addario Royal. I'm finding them to be a little bit more, maybe it's just because I'm getting older and weaker, I don't know, but they're a little bit more resistant, so I'm gonna try a 3. This is a 3 soft, and that's not what I'm normally accustomed to playing. It's a 3 soft filed, but I've got a nice kind of bass sound going here, like a kind of home bass. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm playing just a little bit of the opening phrase from Cannonball's performance of, what is that, When Stars Fell on Alabama, I think. There's some nice big leaps in there, so I'm using that as a litmus test to identify certain things. With a softer reed, I generally find something like that wider intervallic leap that I just did into the top. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, this one. Ba-da, to hit that top note, an E for me on tenor. Ba-da, and not go ba-wah, you know? A softer reed kind of invites that sort of wah, and I don't want that. I want to hit the note right on. And a harder reed will afford me that opportunity in some ways a little bit easier, even though it's a harder reed. So those are some of the subtleties that I'm playing with. But this is kind of like, okay, this is a home base that I'm like, right now I could get on the plane tomorrow, go to Italy, play the festival. I'm also playing with this really fantastic artist named Kinga, electric bass player, composer. That's gonna be really fun. I could do the snarky gig, I could do that, I could feel comfortable. I'm like, yes, this is my sound, everything feels good, great. But I wanna try these other reeds, and I'll know pretty quick, like, if a reed feels too soft right out of the gate, it's definitely too soft. No ifs, ands, or buts, no questions asked. If a reed feels hard but manageable, then I'm in the right zone. Like, you know, hard enough that like if I play this thing for a few hours or a couple days, it's gonna be in the right zone. That's more what I'm looking for, generally what I'm looking for. But yeah, I'm gonna give a couple of these reeds a try. So that's where we're starting from. You know, just for the heck of it, before I switch reeds, why don't I give you a glimpse of if I put the Rovner Dark back on? Because this is not my normal ligature. I just was like wanting to play this because it's an old Selmer 2-screw that I actually have the original Selmer cap for. So I'm kind of a sucker for that. It's kind of fun. You know, apparently these are somewhat difficult to find these days. That shouldn't be my motivating factor. I'm gonna play two more ligatures before I do anything else. So I'll do the Harrison ligature, the H ligature. I don't know what D'Addario calls it, but let's put this puppy on. This one can sometimes, when I tighten it, I find that it slides up a little bit on the mouthpiece, which can be a pain. And again, it's twice the time here, twice the work to make these adjustments with 2 screws rather than the one. So that's nice and fluffy. Let's see if we get anything substantially different with the dark ligature, or is it just that, hey, it's kind of convenient. Putting this thing on is just easy. Boom, one screw. Sorry again, this is probably going in and out of focus, but I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Yeah, I immediately noticed that I kind of like this one better. Feels like home in a certain way. And that the soft reed is... It's not that it's letting me down up top, but I noticed the softness up top. Surprise, surprise. Those higher notes. And I like that range. I favor that range of the tenor, so it's a consideration. But you got to consider all aspects of it too. So there's that. I'm going to try a couple other reeds now. So like I mentioned, I've got a Rico 3, D'Addario Royal 3. I just was playing the Select Jazz 3 soft filed, and then I've got a Lavaz. So let's try the Rico. Rico 3. This part is always something I take a lot of care with, by the way, the positioning of the reed on the mouthpiece. Not gonna show up here. I take a great amount of time, not a great amount of time, but a decent amount of time to make sure that looks right. Do the suction test. That's a good sign. All right, this is the D'Addario Royal. So this is a D'Addario Royal 3. There is, by the way, I think, I can't confirm, but on the older Royals, the label was on the back of the reed, okay? These are the older Royals. Nothing here. The newer ones have the print on the front. You know, I'm not sure. I can't confirm. But I've heard people talk about there may be some difference. I'm inclined to agree that there is a difference. I'm not sure what that difference exactly is, but I find it somewhat noticeable, if not more than. All right, this is the D'Addario Royal. I think, I can't confirm, but on the older Royals, the label was on the back of the reed, okay? These are the older Royals. Nothing here. The newer ones have the print on the front. You know, I'm not sure. I can't confirm. But I've heard people talk about there may be some difference. I'm inclined to agree that there is a difference. I'm not sure what that difference exactly is, but I find it somewhat noticeable. And I've also found in my experiments that filed reeds versus unfiled reeds, if I had to just draw a very broad conclusion, I would say I like the filed reeds on the hard rubber more than on metal, and the unfiled reeds on metal more than on the hard rubber. I forgot the rest of that beautiful line that he plays there. Okay, a little bit harder, but again, the filed, I think, brings, there's a brightness to the tip, right? There's less, I think that there's less reed in the tip than the unfiled one. All right, that's the Royal. Last one, I'm gonna try something I have not tried before at all, which is a Lavaz reed. I don't think I've tried a Lavaz reed since I was in high school. So here is a Lavaz medium. So it's unfiled. Unfiled Lavaz medium. Okay, good on the suction test. Ooh. All right, I like that. I think I like the Lavaz as my favorite. Like I said, I haven't played a Lavaz reed since high school. It's different. It's a different character than what I'm used to. I'm gonna, just to end it, I'm gonna go back to the 3 soft filed Jazz Select and see where we go. But of the 3 I just tried, the Orange Box Rico number 3, Royal 3, and Lavaz medium, I think the Lavaz is the winner. So I thought the Lavaz was the winner when I was playing it, but now that I'm sitting here listening to it back, the one I actually prefer is the Royal number 3. I mean, maybe that's no surprise because forever I played 3.5 Royals. That's my reed of choice. But interestingly, the Lavaz was feeling the best to me in that trial, And when I hear it back, I didn't care for it as much as the Royal. The Royal had a clarity and a highness to it, like from an EQ perspective, without being bright, and the Lavaz seems a little tubby. So, I mean, I don't know. So we'll just finish off where we began. It's the customized hard rubber Auto-Link 9-star. It's a tone edge 9-star, but customized. Rovner dark ligature and a D'Addario Jazz Select filed 3 soft file. That's an awful lot to say.